Body check number 5, our seat. Hey guys, and welcome back to the next episode of Unstoppable Equestrian. I'm Danielle Pools from Dressage Plus, and today is the 5th video of a 7-part video series where I'm sharing with you my rider's 7-part body check awareness guide. And last week we spoke about our hands, or last video we spoke about our hands and how important that is to bring into your body check. And this week is all about our seat. So obviously our seat, our bum, the way we use this part of our body is so important in how our riding is going. And it sets kind of the scene for the rest of our position, sets the scene for the authority or the leadership and guidance and the assertiveness we give to our horse underneath us. And it really does help us feel confident if we're sitting correctly in the saddle, or it also throws us off our confidence. If we're not sitting correctly and we're sitting on the fork of our seat, it'll make us feel a little unsteady or nervous even, depending on how we've got our bottom positioned in the saddle. So our body check is so important. It's a guide I've created. You can download the guide for free off my website or off my Facebook page and print it out. It really is a habit we want to create in our riding, that when we're getting on, we're body checking from head to toe, thinking about awareness about what all our body is doing, where our muscles are holding negative tension or where they need to relax or be switched on, and just working out where in our body we are holding tension, or what our go-to areas are that are impacting our riding in a positive and a negative way. Awareness really is 50% of any challenge we're having in our riding. So as soon as we create awareness around a challenge and whereabouts in our body it is holding us back from breaking through that challenge, then we are so much further along the journey of overcoming it. So this body check is really about bringing awareness into your body, and you can't do that enough. That's what riding is all about, especially when we're in our arena all by ourselves. A lot of the times we don't always have the privilege of having our coach in the arena with us, bringing the awareness to our front of mind. We've got to be able to do it ourselves, and that's where this body check is so handy for that. It's constantly reminding you, look at every area of your body and what do you need to do to be moving or riding even better in that particular part of your body. So our seat, this week I want you to really think about in your rides how you're using your seat to impact, one, how your horse is moving, and 2, your confidence, how you're sitting in the saddle, and 3, just how to overcome if you have challenges in your riding with your horse being hot and spooky, or at a competition they're getting a bit fiery in the warm-up, or you're feeling nervous in the warm-up. So what tends to happen is that if our horse is feeling nervous and messing around or being naughty, or we're feeling nervous, the rider will tend to end up being on the fork of their seat, and so sitting on the front part of their pelvis instead of sitting back on the back part of their bottom. And that will be, if the horse is tense, it'll be because the horse is getting a little on the forehand, getting a bit jittery, and bringing the rider to this part of their body. If it's the rider that's tense, generally when we're nervous or worried, in human nature, we go towards the fetal position. Hopefully we don't end up too low, but we generally creep forward towards the fetal position, ending up on our thighs, on our fork of our seat. So by having that body check, it brings awareness to you about, hey, what's going on? Is my horse getting jittery and kind of edgy and pulling me forward onto the fork of the seat? Or are they just working badly and on the forehand and pulling me forward onto the fork of my seat? Or am I feeling nervous and getting drawn forward towards the fetal position? And when you have that body check and go, hang on, I'm sitting on the front of my seat and not on the back of my bottom, you can make the shift in that moment. And so what I want you guys to think about is that with your seat, I want you to think about tucking your bottom under, articulating your hips and your pelvis to tuck under and lift your pubic bone up off the front of the saddle, or activate your pelvic floor muscle. And so often what can happen is when we're nervous or our horse is pulling us forward, we get a bit of the duck bum action going. We get too much of a curve in the back, into our back. And what we want to do is tuck our bottom under, flatten our back, and draw our pubic bone up off the front of the saddle, so that we're then helping our horse actually sit or move the way we want it to move, sitting on its hindquarters. And it's positioning us into a better position in our body. It'll make us feel more safe, more secure, more confident, which is obviously going to make us much more enjoy the ride. So it's a positive win-win all areas. So I want you to play with that in your riding this week. Think about tucking your bottom, drawing your pelvic floor muscle or pubic bone up off the front of the seat, and using that in your body check. You can't do it enough. If you're having a bad ride or feeling really nervous, if you have to do that every 5 steps, that's fine. Body check every 5 steps, every minute, whatever it needs to be for you. Download my free body check guide so that you have it on a 1-page. Stick it up in your tack room or on your arena entrance or in your float, somewhere that's going to remind you to always be body checking until it becomes a habit. And if you have a rider that you think will really benefit from this idea of body checking, if you know of a rider or a friend, please feel free to forward this video on or tag them in the Facebook post so that they can also start to bring more awareness to what's going on in their riding. So have a great week, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.